The forest stood before them, dark and menacing. A veil of mist clung to the gnarled branches. 5 friends stood at the edge, their laughter echoing. They were dared to enter the haunted woods. With fear and excitement, they plunged into the darkness. The air grew heavy, thick with damp earth. Each rustle and snap sent shivers down their spines. The trees seemed to close in, branches like skeletal fingers. The full moon cast eerie shadows. Crickets and a distant howl added to the night. A low growl emanated from the depths. They huddled closer, hearts pounding. Max said, "It's just the wind, let's stick together." The forest held its breath. They were not alone. A sudden gust of wind whipped through the trees, sending a cascade of dry leaves swirling around them. A cold hand brushed against Chloe's cheek and she gasped in terror, but when she turned, there was nothing there. The friends exchanged uneasy glances. Fear had become a tangible presence, coiling around them like a serpent. "I don't like this," Jake muttered, his voice barely a whisper. "Let's just go back." As if in answer, a blood-curdling scream pierced the night. They froze, their blood turning to ice. The scream seemed to come from somewhere deeper in the woods. Curiosity and fear battled within them. They stumbled upon a clearing bathed in the pale moonlight. In the center stood a solitary swing set, its rusty chains swaying gently in the breeze. But there was no child in sight, only the haunting creak of the swings, as if pushed by an unseen hand. "This is getting creepy, even for me," Sam admitted, his voice shaking. They were determined to uncover the truth behind the haunted woods, but the woods seemed equally determined to keep its secrets hidden. A weathered sign, half hidden by overgrown vines, emerged from the darkness. It read, "Shadow Creek." They had reached their destination. Local legend claimed that a shadowy figure haunted the creek, dragging unsuspecting victims to their doom. A dilapidated cabin stood at the edge of the creek, its windows dark and empty. They cautiously approached, their footsteps echoing on the wooden porch. The door creaked open as if inviting them inside. The musty smell of decay filled the air, sending a fresh wave of shivers down their spines. Inside, cobwebs draped every corner and dust covered the furniture like a shroud. It was as if time had stood still within those walls. As they ventured further into the cabin, a floorboard groaned ominously beneath their feet. A sudden crash from upstairs made them jump. Their hearts pounded in their chests as they slowly ascended the creaking staircase. The air grew colder, and a sense of dread washed over them. They were about to uncover the dark secret of Shadow Creek, but were they prepared for what they might find? The attic was shrouded in an eerie silence, broken only by the sound of their own breathing. Dust motes danced in the faint moonlight, filtering through cracks in the boarded-up windows. A musty trunk lay forgotten in a corner, its contents promising to unlock the mysteries of the cabin. With trembling hands, Max lifted the heavy lid. Inside, they discovered a collection of old journals and faded photographs. The journals spoke of a family who had lived in the cabin generations ago, their happiness shattered by a tragic accident at Shadow Creek. It seemed their young son had drowned, his body never recovered. The entries grew darker, filled with the father's grief and accusations of a shadowy figure that haunted the creek, claiming his son's soul. The last journal entry sent chills down their spines. The father, consumed by grief and driven to madness, had vowed revenge on the shadowy figure. He had performed a ritual, trying to summon his son's spirit back, but something had gone terribly wrong. He wrote of a chilling presence that had entered the cabin, something evil and unforgiving. Suddenly, the sound of footsteps echoed from downstairs. They froze, their blood turning to ice. Someone was in the cabin with them. They listened intently, their breath catching in their throats. The footsteps grew louder, heavier, slowly ascending the stairs. Panic surged through them. They were trapped. The footsteps stopped right outside the attic door. The doorknob rattled and the door slowly creaked open. The friends huddled together, their eyes wide with terror. A cold wind swept through the attic, stirring the dust and sending a chill down their spines. But there was no one there. They were alone. Or were they? As they stumbled out of the haunted cabin and back into the night, they couldn't shake the feeling that they were being watched. The secrets of Shadow Creek had been revealed, but the true horror lay in the realization that some secrets are better left buried. The haunted woods had tested their courage and left them forever changed. They would never forget their night in the haunted woods.